Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you had a great bank holiday weekend. This is Aisling from Positive Life, and I am speaking to our lovely regular numerology guest, Gráinne Tyndall. And this one is a little bit of a bittersweet conversation for me because I'm going to be moving on to a new role in life soon. And this is actually my last live video for Positive Life. So it's an honor to do it with you, Gráinne. I've loved our chats over the last year. They've been amazing.
Well, you will be sorely missed, and your wisdom and knowledge, and even with living just a short life, you're only relatively young, and you're going on to greater things. And I'm sure Positive Life has been a wonderful stepping stone for you. It has really been, it really is an honor for me to be asked to do this, your final interview for Positive Life. So thank you for having me on again.
Thank you so much, Gráinne. And the subject we're going to be talking about today is November and the numerology of November. And I believe it's set to be a big one with lots of changes for many people, not just me, but it seems like it'll be a big one for many people.
Yes. November, well, we're currently in the season of Scorpio since the 23rd of October, so a couple of days ago. And Scorpio is usually associated with, it's a water sign as well. So it's usually quite an emotive month, or it's a very emotive sign. And it's just going to get stronger and stronger as we head into November. So November is a number 11 month on the calendar. And of course, as you know, we've spoken about this countless times, Aisling, 11 is one of the greatest master numbers. Now, from the moment the 1st of November kicks in, which is, of course, the Celtic New Year, and we celebrate that, the energy between the inner world and the outer world, or the higher worlds, is very thin at that time. The ancient ones would have spoken about it being a time of where they would connect with their ancestors, those who've gone before them. And I'm sure you'll have other people on who will talk about the Celtic and the Samhain probably better than I can, but I can certainly talk about the numbers, because from the moment the 1st of November comes, it's 111, and that is an angel number for a rebirth, for change, but also to tell us that we are so protected by our ancestors, but also from the celestial beings. And I think that's a theme that seems to be running through the whole of November. The number 11, as you know, Aisling, is the master number, as I just said, but it's always, to me, I love looking at numbers as being personalities. So I see the 11 as like a marble gateway, a portal, an entrance into something. And it very much coincides, therefore, with Samhain and the Celtic New Year, because it's a beginning of something. It's the alpha. And those numbers 111 are very much, as I say, it's treble one, and it's very much around the manifestation, the creation piece. And as I've said now and countless times, transcend through this extraordinary time of change, evolution and revolution, November is really going to kickstart very quick. And it's all about that. It's all about a new dawn. Sort of fated events are part of our soul's destiny, are really going to show themselves. So I feel this is a time of the unveiling of many secrets. And some of them will be shocking. Some of them will be information that perhaps collectively we may not have been aware of, but on some level we all know that there's different things going on which are rising to the surface, and that's what's happening. And I know for spiritually we talk about we are one, but we actually are all one another as well. That's the collective piece, and that's what the 111 is about. And then, of course, I know you were very interested, Aisling, in the 11th of the 11th. I mean, it's a numerologist's dream, this month, in terms of the 1111 usually associates with Armistice Day, which was at the 11th hour in 1918. The peace proclamation was signed so it's called the 11th hour. So it's the 11 of the 11. That's where we usually associate people. Certainly in Britain, they wear the poppies as a sign of peace. And I feel this is going to be very interesting here in the world on the 11th of the 11th, because I feel it's a date for heightened awareness. Again, it could be major polarities of some sort, extremes. So events could happen that will catapult us into the next, I'd even say, this sounds definitely like Star Trek, the next dimension. And I feel, I feel it's very much about recognizing that this is a time of going inner. The inner world is definitely instantly reflecting, I talk too much, instantly reflecting the outer world. And that's what the 1111 will be, because 1111. And so it's a quadruple one. So here we are again, creating a foundation for really a rebirth, a new earth. And I feel 1111 is about, it's literally coming to, like there was 103 years ago when the German population agreed to make peace, and they signed the proclamation, they signed it. So therefore there could be something relevant to that, actually. That's just after coming in, that could appear on that date. It could be, resolution as opposed to evolution. But I think between now and then, there's a lot going to be unearthed. A lot of our soul's contracts are being renewed and reviewed. And it's really about taking change and embracing the changes, because, again, I've used the analogy of the roller coaster. We're starting to come down and up now at this point. We're on the journey. So I feel it's such an important date. And I also feel to say that the month of November, while it is an 11 month in the calendar, in numerology, it's actually a 7 energy, because we're in a 5th year, 2021, and then the 11 adds to a 2 in this case, and it adds to a 7 energy. So from the 1st of November to the 30th of November, the energy is very much around healing the past. And I feel it's very relevant, because from the moment the Celtic New Year starts, we're very much looking at, the inner world. And, it's about our ancestors. It's about looking at history. I'm a big fan of history, as you know, and certainly as a numerologist, I tend to look for cycles, and it very much dovetails with astrology. So this is a time of, really looking at our past and going back even 103 years and really genuinely seeing what mistakes and what things did we learn from that experience signing. Well, not us, obviously, we weren't here. Well, maybe here in another life, but the
true.
fact that yes, yeah, the armatist. I can never say that word properly, but it is that, yes, and so it's peace and it's resolution. So let's hope that could be the case at the 1111. It'll certainly be a time of change. So
sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Just saying, the theme of our upcoming winter issue is unity, and I think it's expressing a hope that we can get back to some form of recognizing the oneness between all people, no matter what our different opinions are or what stance we hold on different things. I think unity is a prime driver that should be within all of our hearts.
Yes.
And do you think that November has an opportunity to take us back to that central truth?
Yes, it does. And I suppose on a 3D level, it may come across as being quite shocking events, perhaps, that might look, I've been told since I opened up to my spiritual journey, nothing is as it seems. So it's to find your own truth, your own unity, I guess, within that. And I feel, certainly we all have choice now. The 11 is also can be added down to a 2. It, not usually we keep it as an 11, but it is about heightened awareness. It is the light workers code. So there are codes, literally codes. Now, I don't do light language, but there are codes flooding onto the earth at the moment, which are activating what we're here to remember our soul's contract. And I suppose the work I do as a numerologist is to help people remember what is your soul contract. And then you see, not only do we have the 1111, we also head into eclipse season again, and that would be on the 19th, which it'll be a partial lunar eclipse in Taurus on the 19th. So it's like It's like a supercharged full moon, if you want to call it that. It's partial. But this is a particularly interesting one because the number 19 is a karmic number in numerology. So this is kind of the karma that as a world, as individuals in the world, we've created coming to a head. So like, again, the fated events it's kind of propelling us into the next chapter of evolution. So the 19th, and it's going to really start energetically from around the 17th of November till certainly the 21st, 22nd, which when you head into Sagittarian season. But I truly believe that, and Taurus is always to do with the earth. And for me, it's to do with the food chain, it's to do with provision, it's to do with, you know, having enough, but also it's about simplifying our lives, maybe going back to our roots, going back to the simplicity of life and the recognition, using your word unity again, that again, we are one, but we're one another.
I really love that. We're one and we are one another. I think it's it's crucial that we come to more deeply integrate that understanding in our lives.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It really is. And so for the month of November, you know, with the 7 vibration as well, the 7 is very much about heightened awareness as well. It's to do with the 7th chakra, really your soul star, which is also 11, but it's very much to do with bringing an angelic energy, angelic light, platinum light, working with platinum light, the high, you know, really bright light. Fill every part of yourself with light, because, you know, whilst on another level, there may be a lot of darkness surrounding us, could be in, you know, mainstream media, and, you know, there certainly will be, I know there will be challenges again around Wi-Fi, because the 11 to me always signifies Wi-Fi for some reason. It's just an image I get. So it can certainly suggest that there will be blockages again, or blackouts. And there could be we're just going to be tested to the limit, I feel, in November, but we can make it, we can get through this. If we look back 103 years ago, and on the 11th of the 11th, at the 11th hour, when the peace agreement was made, you know, okay, did we learn from that? That's what this month is about. Did we learn, or next month, I should say, did we learn from the past? Are we learning from the past? Are we just repeating the same thing again and again, maybe with different fashion styles and maybe more, you know, more technology? But we're virtually still the same people. So, and we are, you know, our ancestors, they're still a part of who we are. We're a collective of thousands of individuals who made us. So with that in mind, it's about really recognizing, you know, we are part of a greater tapestry of life, and every single part of that tapestry creates the next experience for the future. It's a very, very interesting time to be alive. Like Dolores Cannon would have spoken about this, that wonderful lady, that's a hypnotherapist who, you know, the Convoluted Universe. I adored her. And she spoke about that this is a massive experiment, for the first time ever, that a whole universe to collectively will go through an awakening. And we're part of it, Aisling. You know?
An enormous step.
It is huge. This is the Great Awakening. People who've been asleep, bless them, and part of their soul's contract, they will be awakened. These next number of months are so significant. So instead of going into fear, it's again going into union, going into love. And on a practical level, of course, you know, as they say, tie up your camel, you know, but you know, you do the things you have to do as human, but you also do the things you have to do as a spiritual sovereign being. So I just really am excited, actually.
It would be a very exciting time.
Yes.
What sort of tips would you give to people who are seeking to prepare for this time, or maybe simple actions can they take to ground themselves and focus on their vision and all of this wonderful stuff you spoke about?
Absolutely. That's a really good question. And I feel what's very important is to really tap into the mind, body, and soul, and to ask, like to physically ask your body, you know, how are you feeling? Your mind, how are you feeling? And your soul, how are you feeling? And maybe around the 11th of the 11th, 1111, because it's such a massive day of manifestation, maybe do some type of a ritual for yourself. go out to nature, go to the water, go to the, create a fire, maybe be with like-minded people in your tribe. And I feel, on a very practical level as well, make sure you have, enough provisions, physical provisions in your home in case there is maybe a disruption, shall we say, in our normal way of being. Because there's a strong possibility that will happen. But equally, pray, devote time. The 7 is about prayer. It's about mysticism. It's connecting in with a higher power. It's a time to really embrace that part of us that is the soul. And we're here on this adventure. We're part of a case study, a very large case study of 7 billion people, including animals and the beautiful, the creatures of the air and the water. So it's a time to really keep earthed, keep grounded. And of course, there's a beautiful new moon on the 4th of November. That's a very much a moon of going inwards, the inner world, which creates the outer world. And I really feel that's a time to really go in and really assess how far we have come. And now we are 11 months into 2021. Mother, it's just hard to believe. It really is 11 months in. But there are fated events, which I believe will push us, literally, those of us who may be a little bit sleepy still, into the next reawakening. So I'm very excited to say that.
Beautiful. A wonderful note to leave people with, that
yes,
we are awakening, and we are creating the world we want to see, even if challenges do come our way a lot of the time.
Yes, for sure. And to embrace the change, not to resist it, because what you resist will persist. And we really don't want to go back. We don't want to go back to the way it was. It wasn't right. It wasn't working. So all these systems that are breaking down, and they're breaking down moment by moment, to be rebuilt for a new way of being. And that's what's happening this moment. Today is the 25th, I think. So you can see it if you look at the world news, what's going on, But yet people are coming together to support each other, like in Italy. They're singing, instead of, by they're protesting for fairness, they're singing. It's beautiful. It's to observe this from a bird's eye view is quite extraordinary.
Absolutely. We'll continue to hope that the world will come back to a state of unity and harmony, and that November could be a pivotal time for seeding that change.
It will be, absolutely. And in fact, the eclipse is similar to what happened around 2013, 2014. So you can ask yourself what happened at that time in your life, because it's similar. Whilst it may not be the same events, it is still, helping you to progress from that point. So usually something pivotal happens for people around these type of eclipses, because they really are an entry point for your state of being. That's what I think an eclipse is.
Thank you so much, Gráinne. It has been an honor, as always, to speak with you.
And you, dear heart, and have a wonderful journey yourself.
Thank you. And although it is bittersweet to be having this conversation, because I know this is my last live for Positive Life, it has been an honor to share this conversation and so many others with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Aisling, and best of luck.
Thank you. So if you'd like to book a session with Gráinne or learn more about her website is numbersforsuccess.com, and the 4 is an actual 4, not the word 4. Thank you, Gráinne. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bless you. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.